without further ado, let's get in here. Forever Steel Studio, original design, quality, performance, make the best EDC. Forever Steel, boom. And you know, this is a pretty high quality premium feeling pouch right here. Looks really nice. Got the Forever Steel leather patch here in the front, but let's go ahead and cut to the chase, if you know what I mean. Let's see what this one here is all about. Oh man, oh man. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be something here for sure. What are we looking at? Let's find out together here. This is a interesting model here from Forever Steel. Got a little bit of oil and things going on here, so let's go ahead and wipe this first. All right, it's brand new out of the box. If you had any doubts. All right, here we go. What are we looking at here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, for starters, I'm going to dig in the whole gold accents because you have the 50 Shades of Gray going on here. Got a little bit of a lighter bee-blasted tie here, a little bit of a darker titanium going on, right? All gray, right? Different shades. The blade itself has some gray portions as well, some satin finish portions. Then you got that gold to really add that nice pop, right? Is it a karambit? Is it just a regular knife? What is going on here? One thing for sure though, it is going to be a frame lock. It looks like we have a front flipper. We do have a either index or pinky ring back there. So, ooh, even check this out, right? How the blade perfectly aligns into that portion. That is absolutely insane, right? Very interesting machining right there. Very center, to say the least. But without further ado, let's get this thing deployed. We do have very, you know, big but short thumb studs. Also getting interesting, but I'm going to go front flipper all the way. Here we go. If you're ready, I'm ready. Hold on. Let me not lose this thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, we got to do that again. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Aha. All right, one more time. Loving the drop shot action. There we go. Now, I'm also noticing, and this is pretty epic too, I've never seen thumb studs that tuck into the actual handle. That is actually pretty epic, right? The way that works. Check that out. Oh man. All right, that's looking interesting. All right, got a little bit of B going on there with the triangle and a circle. And then we got this epic blade. All right, hold on. Let's get the blade police out here, guys, because, yeah, I probably might be getting this one wrong. So it is a little bit of a Persian, right, or trailing point. We got that. It is going to be a dual grind. So we got that going as well. It is sort of a tanto. So it's going to be a dual ground trailing point tanto. How about that, right? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? If I got it wrong, let me know in the comments for sure. Right, I don't see anywhere what kind of steel we're working with. They typically put it somewhere discreet. But I mean, I do like the fact that there's no billboarding going on the blade. I wonder if when I close it, right, I do see Forever Steel on this side, but I don't see anything on this side. So there we go. That's a satisfying click open right there. But hold on. I think I saw multiple different options here. So thumb stud deployment, maybe, perhaps. Come on now. Can I? Thumb deploy. Now we got quite the detent right here. That's a strong detent. So I'm trying to thumb deploy. All right, I need to get some practice there, especially because of how small the thumb stud is. Now we do have, I saw a fuller on this side, so I'm gonna try to use that fuller for deployment. Oh man, come on, that's it. That's where it's at from the beginning, right? Fuller deployment. Come on now, right? That absolutely feels like money.
Money!
Bam. Yeah, I can do that all day right there for sure. Right, that is absolutely, I think it's a massive understatement, right? How beautiful that blade looks, right? Especially with the gray, with the satin portions. Some people don't like two-tone blades, but I feel like they did a really good job here, and it definitely plays with the aesthetics. Even this portion right here in the middle, this triangle or whatnot going on there. That's interesting. Now, also looking at the pivots, it looks like you could use a flathead screwdriver, nothing crazy, but they managed to make it tastefully on both sides. You can use a flathead right there, that's fine. And it being a frame lock and all, we do have a steel insert for steel on steel contact. We can see the contact right here. It's about, what, 10% or so, right? Nothing crazy. You still got a long life there to go. Don't have a cutout for access to the lock bar from the show side, but we do have a little bit of a chamfer on both ends, so we can push down and to the left, right? That makes it pretty easy to disengage. And of course, I love the drop shot action here. It's a little bit of a shake shutter, right? We're kind of breaking it in. The blade weight is going to do most of the job. Okay, front flipper feels good, but you typically would want a pocket clip here, something to hang on to. I don't see that we have a pocket clip on this one, and that was pretty much everything on the box, unless I'm missing something. It looks like I'm not. So yeah, this is an interesting one because you won't use the. We don't have a pocket clip, but I'm not sure what this is for. So what's happening with the? Oh, hold on. Wait oh, wait. Wait a minute, is this thing going Transformers on me? What is happening here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you know it doesn't have a pocket clip, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. You push this button and a pocket clip spawns on the other side. What is going on? Wait a minute. I'm not even kidding. So this ought to do something. So I'm trying to pinch it here. And I want to say, for the sake of the design, I mean, I get what they're going for. I'm not sure that I'm able to, like, that's the max. So I'm pushing it all the way. I'm not sure that I'm able to get a good enough pinch. And I don't want to have to do this every time I want to put it in my pocket. So I'll have to test that and see how that works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, I'm going to go ahead and bring one of my jeans out here to get scientific with it. I'm really curious to see how this works. Again, I mean, like, you can always pinch and pull here like this, but, you know, ideally, I don't necessarily want to be doing that all the time. I know that this one has a bit of a flathead cutout there. It is spring-loaded, and I do like what it's going for, right? The fact that it tucks in, it helps with, obviously, the design. Kind of like one of those car door handles that, you know, kind of fold in and they sit flush for aerodynamics. Well, obviously here it's going to help with the ergos and whatnot, but let's see. In theory, if I push here, so this is pushed, the button is pushed all the way. Okay. I mean, you obviously it's not gonna be a deep pocket carry clip or anything, but let's try that again. So, okay, let's go with my jeans pretty well there. Let's try that again. So as long as you can line up this bit, you might need to hold the seam of the pocket there for it to work better. But it looks like it adjusts. Has a little bit of a ramp, so it adjusts, and then you just basically push it down all the way. So maybe I was overthinking it, and I'm glad we did this test, because you're probably wondering the same at home. So again, third time is the charm. Let's do that again. Again, I'm pushing the button here from the other side. So here we go. Bam, right? Doesn't get more scientific than that. So if you appreciate the jean pocket test, give the video a thumbs up. So now that we got that taken care of, right? Also notice there's a little bit of Forever Steel written underneath. Now it's a little attention to detail. You probably won't be able to see it unless I put some light in there, but there you go, right? You can see the little Forever Steel milling underneath the pocket clip, which again, they didn't have to go that hard, but they absolutely did. So it's a nice little hidden Easter egg right there. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and test the ergos. And I got to tell you, right, I can do a full 4-finger grip without having to put the pinky and the ring back here. And that feels not bad at all. And I don't have to worry about a pocket clip being a sore spot. So that's definitely something here. And I can put my thumb here on the tang of the blade. That feels pretty good as well. Obviously, we'll do our scientific cutting test here in just a moment. If I were to put the pinky in the hole, I guess that could still work. But my hands are not that wide or that big, so that kind of feels a little bit unnatural to me, because it's bringing my hand a little bit, you know, further back here. So when I'm cutting, I want to be as close to the edge as possible here for better control. The good news is you do have this portion here which works as a finger guard, right? And in my case, again, I can get a full purchase. It really depends on your size of hands, but ergos are pretty good. I'm going to give it a good 9 out of 10, right? Not too bad. It does get a little bit thin here, even though it's quite, you know, it has some size. It's a little bit on the girthy side here, or thick side, right? It is still a little bit slim. Now, the other detail you probably missed, and I know I definitely missed this whole time, guys, this is an integral knife. What does an integral knife mean? Well, it means that this whole piece right here is made out of titanium, right? Which is absolutely epic, right? You can see here there's no backspacer, there is no standoffs. This one whole thing is made out of titanium, which is absolutely epic there, to say the least. and you can see it from the inside as well. There is no milling on the inside or anything like that. It's just one solid chunk of titanium. And again, I think this whole part right here with the blade even very precisely lines up with the handle. It's also pretty cool the way they did all that. But yeah, imagine if I had gone through that whole video and not realized it was an integral this whole time. That is absolutely epic. And in case you don't know, having an integral knife is gonna typically, cost-wise, it does cost more to machine a handle like this one out of one solid piece of titanium than it does doing two separate titanium scales and then piecing it together with either a backspacer or standoffs. So